This is my bike. It's a custom freestyle BMX bike, and today I'll be going over all the parts and pretty much explaining why I choose to run these parts on my setup. So starting with the main component of the bike, the frame. It's a Fit Bike Jordan Hango signature frame, and it's made out of chromoly steel. And as you can see on my setup, I have the gold or bronze colorway. This frame features a 20.75 inch top tube and a 13.4 inch back end, which makes it handle really well for riding bowls and transitions in the skate park. But it also has a standover height of 8.75 inches, which also makes this frame a great option for riding street as well. Moving on to the front end of the bike, I'm running the Fiend Garrett Reynolds signature handlebars, and these handlebars have a 9-inch rise and 12 degrees of back sweep, which makes bar spins and other similar tricks feel really comfortable. Then at the end of the handlebars, I have the S&M Mike Hoder signature grips, and I love these grips because they come in a bunch of different cool colorways. As you can see on my setup, I have the Army Green colorway, and they're super soft, which helps absorb impact and makes landing a little bit easier on the wrists. Then connecting the handlebars to the rest of the bike, I have the Shadow Conspiracy Tremone stem, and this stem has a 27mm rise and a 51mm reach. Underneath the stem, I'm running the Odyssey conical integrated headset, and this headset has a cone-shaped headset cap, and underneath the headset cap, it has two headset bearings which sit on the top and bottom of the head tube of the frame. Moving down, I have the Odyssey R25 forks, and as the name suggests, these forks have a 25mm offset, and they typically come in either chrome or black, but I'm running the black colorway on my setup. Attached to the forks, I have my front wheel, and the front wheel consists of four main parts. Starting from the middle moving out, I'm running the Odyssey Antigram hub, which is laced to a We the People rim using a cloth spokes, and it's fitted with a Colt Chase D Hart signature tire. Moving to the drivetrain, I'm running a BSD bottom bracket and an Odyssey LaGuardia 28 tooth sprocket, and this sprocket is awesome because it has a thick CNC machined sprocket guard, which helps protect the chain and all the teeth on the sprocket. And as you can see, mine is a little scuffed up from many grind attempts, but it still works perfectly. Then connected to the sprocket, I have a pair of the Odyssey Thunderbolt cranks, and I have these in the 165mm option because I like having a shorter crank arm. And these cranks are cool because they have almost square shape, which allows for more surface area to put your feet on when landing tricks. At the end of the cranks, I have the Odyssey Twisted Plastic Pro pedals, and these pedals have been some of my favorite pedals for the longest time because they grip really well to the bottom of your feet, and like the Hoder grips, they come in a bunch of cool colorways, such as the Army Green and black colorway that I have on my setup. Moving to the back end of the bike, I have my back wheel, which is also fitted with a Colt Chase D Hart signature tire, We the People rim, and a cloth spokes, and the hub is Odyssey Clutch V2 free coaster hub, and this is probably one of the best hubs I've ever ridden because it has a little hole where you can stick an Allen key to adjust the slack and give it more slack. And to clarify, slack is the amount of empty pedal that the hub has before it actually engages and starts moving the wheel forward. So having a lot of slack can be kind of annoying at times, but it's also helpful because it lets the pedals spin more freely, which can be good for doing tricks such as crank flips. Finally, I have a Odyssey Bluebird chain connecting the rear hub to the sprocket, and above the drivetrain I have a Demolition pivotal seat post, which is attached to a Fiend Garrett Reynolds signature seat. And that completes the rundown of my bike setup, and hopefully gives you guys a more in-depth look into what I like to ride.